Hawk After Dark is where things get a little dark. Sometimes on my TikTok page, they get dark, funny, haha. And sometimes they get dark, just dark. And tonight's going to be more like that. We're going to talk about cruelty and nihilism and why Donald Trump and his supporters get so much out of cruelty and being cruel. There are going to be several times during this episode where I need to just pause and take a deep breath because I'm trying to process the reality of who these people are and what drives them and what motivates them, and the fact that they get off on seeing people who are different than them, on seeing people that they don't like suffer and experience pain and punishment. They like watching that. They enjoy watching other people in pain and suffering. What is driving, what is motivating Trump, and more specifically his supporters, to believe and adhere to the things that they believe? Once malice is embraced as a virtue, it is impossible to contain. The cruelty of the Trump administration's policies and the ritual, rhetorical flaying of his targets before his supporters are intimately connected. That adolescent male cruelty towards women is a bonding mechanism, a vehicle for intimacy through contempt. The white men in the lynching photos are smiling not merely because of what they have done, but because they have done it together. It's not just that the perpetrators of this cruelty enjoy it, it's that they enjoy it with one another. Their shared laughter at the suffering of others is an adhesive that binds them to one another and to Trump. The Trump supporters whose community is built by rejoicing in the anguish of those they see as unlike them, who have found their shared cruelty in answer to the loneliness of modern life. It's community. It makes them feel like they belong. Trump's only true skill is the con. His only fundamental belief is that the United States is the birthright of straight, white Christian men. And his only real, authentic pleasure is in cruelty. It is that cruelty and the delight that it brings them that binds his most ardent supporters to him in a shared scorn for those they hate and fear. You know, interestingly, when Donald Trump was campaigning in 2016, he was like, yeah, gay rights, sure, what the hell, you know? He didn't have anything against the LGBTQ community at all. That changed during his presidency. And it changed because, you know, I mean, look at the shift. I mean, I don't remember what year it was that gay marriage became legal, 10 years ago, 2013, something like that, the Obergefell decision from the Supreme Court. And LGBTQ rights have just continued to grow and expand ever since then, you know, through legislation, through court decisions that have built on the Obergefell decision. And then what did it switch to? The hatred and the vitriol that the right had directed for so many years at the gay community and the lesbian community, it shifted to the transgender community. And now it's trans kids and it's trans athletes and it's, you know, gender neutral bathrooms and all of this stuff. So it's been completely and entirely redirected at the trans community. And Trump acknowledged this at a rally, I don't know, earlier this year. I think it was this year at CPAC, when he got up and he said something about trans issues and the crowd went crazy. And he was like, yeah, I mean, who would have thought that? You know, 5 years ago, if I'd have said anything about trans stuff, nobody would have cared, you know? Now I say something and everybody stands up and applauds, which brings us to right-wing media, and I'm going to get to that in a minute.